which are the topics that you should focus on. And finally, we have the practice with us. How can we help you from our side to perform better in the Accenture examination? So, without wasting any time, let's get started. The updated pattern. Now, this is how the updated pattern looks like. You have verbal ability, number of questions are going to be 20. For quantitative, you have 20. You also have logical reasoning for 20. The only change that Accenture has bought this time is the introduction of technical MCQs with pseudocode. There are about 30 questions, right? Apart from this, in the same examination, they are offering another position of a full stack developer where you have two programming questions and you will have 45 minutes to solve them. Okay. This is again, the details of this will follow. Now, the frequently asked questions are the questions that we receive, and we just wanted to clear the air. So, is there a sectional time limit? The answer is no. You have 90 questions, you have 90 minutes. What about negative marking? There is no negative marking in the examination, so you can take chances. Uh, is the pattern different for different vendors conducting the examination? Yes, Accenture has different vendors. That part is actually true. But this time, the pattern has remained the same for different vendors. There is no change in the pattern. Hello everyone, welcome to Placement Season webinar series on Accenture. Today's webinar is going to be on how to crack Accenture 2020 test. Now to start with, we have the agenda. What is the updated pattern? A lot of queries are being, poured into uh, our inboxes asking if there's a change, are they same, or what is Accenture trying to bring in new? What is it? The second, we will be discussing on section wise what to focus, if there is, what is the updated pattern look like, and what are the sections. So on sectionally, which are the topics that you should focus on. And finally, we have the practice with us. How can we help you from our side to perform better in the Accenture examination? So without wasting any time, let's get started. The updated pattern. Now, this is how the updated pattern looks like. You have verbal ability, number of questions are going to be 20. For quantitative, you have 20. You also have logical reasoning for 20. The only change that Accenture has bought this time is the introduction of technical MCQs with pseudocode. There are about 30 questions, right? Apart from this, in the same examination, they are offering another position of a full stack developer where you have two programming questions and you will have 45 minutes to solve them. Okay. This is again, the details of this will follow. Now, the frequently asked questions are the questions that we receive, and we just wanted to clear the air. So, is there a sectional time limit? The answer is no. You have 90 questions, you have 90 minutes. What about negative marking? There is no negative marking in the examination, so you can take chances. Uh, is the pattern different for different vendors conducting the examination? Yes, Accenture has different vendors. That part is actually true. But this time, the pattern has remained the same for different vendors. There is no change in the pattern. That means if VBox is coming to your college conducting the examination, and then another college, if CoCubes is coming, the pattern is still going to be the same. It is 90 questions and 90 minutes. There is no change in that front. Is there sectional cutoff? The answer is yes, there is sectional cutoff. How much is it? Let's say if there are 20 questions, they're expecting at least 12 right, on the safer side. So I am not good at coding. Is it mandatory for me to apply for the full stack position? The answer is no. The position is entirely optional. So if you are happy with whatever package is offered in the first associate part, it's okay. All right. So these are the frequently asked questions that we wanted to address, and hope we have helped you to understand the procedure better. What should you prepare for verbal? But before that, please understand that this is going to be a cognitive and technical assessment. Before that, there's going to be a communication assessment where they will make you respond to a computer based questions, and your communication skill would be assessed. As far as our feedback goes, it was on the accent and the vocabulary which the students were eliminated. So please try to focus on that as well. Now, coming to a specific section of verbal, the questions type that you should be preparing on are these. These are the broad classification that we got it from students who have taken up the exam and placed in Accenture. So first is reading comprehension. They'll give you a paragraph, a set of questions. You're supposed to answer it. It was from moderate to difficult. Pick an odd one out. Now, this is a new type of question that Accenture has been trying. Pick an odd one out is a set of words given, out of which one word would be different. For example, you may have four different words, three representing a synonym, whereas one would be the antonym. So, something on those lines could be your odd one. One word substitution is a single word for a longer sentence. For instance, a person who does not believe in God, what is that person called? So those kind of questions, you have the good old synonyms, antonyms. A word would be given, or sometimes a sentence was given where the word was highlighted. You were supposed to find out the synonym and the antonym. Last but not the least, rearrangement of sentences. Now, out of all of these, I think rearrangement of sentences was the only topic where people said it was a bit easy. All the other questions, the difficulty level was from moderate to difficult. So please understand that and try to perform or learn on those lines. So that's all from my side. I will pass it over to Gerald to discuss about the quants and the logical section. Have a great evening. Bye bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar series. Hope you're all doing well. So today we are going to discuss the latest pattern of Accenture and how to crack Accenture 2020 test. So Accenture has changed their pattern in this year. So they have an habit of like conducting campus drives zonal wise. So few colleges have already finished their campus drives with Accenture. So we'll give you the latest updates of Accenture today. So in this video, we'll give you the latest pattern, the topics to prepare in quants in logical reasoning. Is there a sectional cutoff marks? You will be having more doubts in the pattern. So we'll tell you all the details. So let's proceed. So first of all, you should understand the number of questions and the time limitation for quants and logical reasoning section. For both section, the number of questions will be 20, and within 20 minutes, you need to solve all the questions. So come back to the general information again. VBox and CoCubes are the vendors for conducting aptitude tests for Accenture. And the next question will be, is there a sectional cutoff marks? There is a sectional cutoff mark for Accenture this year. And the next question will be, is there a MCQs or fill-up based questions? And will not be a fill-up type of questions. Only MCQs will be there in Accenture VBox pattern. And there is no sectional time limit. You can solve all the questions within 90 minutes time. You will have 90 questions and 90 minutes. Within 90 minutes you have to fill all the 4 sections. So there is no negative mark systems in Accenture, and the questions will be easy to moderate level questions you will be having. So let's proceed with what are the important topics, how you can prepare these topics. See, once once you know what are the important topics, so you can be more specific when preparing for Accenture interview. So in previous videos, we have discussed the TCS pattern. So what are the important topics? So only you can focus more on these important topics in Accenture. So these 5 topics are very, very important, and this year they occupied more space, especially simple interest and compound interest. So most of the questions were from simple and compound interest. And come back to the heights and distance. So these are the 2 important topics you must focus more, and especially if you consider heights and distance, the angle of elevation, heights of the tower. So these kind of questions are asked frequently in Accenture this year's pattern. And the difference between the simple interest and compound interest, and the number of times the reckon off yearly and reckon quarterly. So these kind of questions. So it is two things will be evaluated, I think. The first one will be your application skills. The second one will be your calculation speed. Like you, these topics, if you see percentage, profit and loss, these includes may calculation. So you'll have more calculations. So it is better to learn the more shortcut tricks for multiplication uh, and division. So it is very, very important, and learn more shortcut method to solve on time. So come back to the other thing, like you'll have profit and loss and percentage. So these are again two important topics. And students said like one more with the number system, LCM kind of problems, the shared the questions. It is very easy. Two numbers will be given to you, LCM and HCF. You have to find out number. So these type of questions they asked in quantitative aptitude section. Come back to the time and work problem. The most important concept in time and work is remaining day concept. So one is left after a few days. So these kind of questions they asked you, and again it is a moderate level question. Only thing is like you need to apply concept and get the answers. So maybe for few students they said like they get one or two questions from permutation combination and time, speed, distance. So these are the important topics in quantitative aptitude. So again, I'll repeat simple interest components and heights and distance. So these two topics plays a very important role with profit and loss and percentages. So focus more, prepare more. Once you know the important topics and the pattern, like you can easily crack the aptitude round. Come back to the logical reasoning. So in logical reasoning, it is very easy. Again, you'll have 20 questions within the time limitation of 20 minutes. You need to solve that. The important topics are syllogisms, Venn diagrams, numbers series, coding, decoding, cause and effect, and blood relation. So blood relation, you may have 2 to 3 questions from blood relation, and number series you will have the missed number series or the odd man out. Maybe you may get any type, or analogy based questions also you may get. So for everyone they get different questions for a number series, so you can focus more. So again they check your analytic ability, your logical sense. And come back to the syllogisms, again 3 to 4 questions from syllogisms. Students they give a feedback about syllogisms. So it is very easy type. You'll have 3 different types: some, all, and no. So these are the 3 important concepts in syllogisms. You can practice more, so you'll get it very easily. And come back to the coding, decoding. In coding, decoding, like you have a letter series or number series or the different codes you may get. So in letter and number series, you may get in coding and decoding. Of course, the Venn diagrams are also important. Maybe word type of Venn diagrams you have to proceed, or the direct Venn diagram problems which is not given. So the application oriented problems will be given to you, so you need to practice more Venn diagram problems. So of course few students said we get some type of puzzle questions, direction sense test and seating arrangement. So these are optional, but the very important topic is syllogisms, Venn diagrams, number series, coding, decoding, cause and effect, and blood relations. So see, these are the very, very important topics. You need to focus more on that. So you may easily clear the aptitude round and go back to the final interview and get the offer from Accenture. It's a world-class company. So no need to give a further introduction about Accenture. Like everyone will be keen to get offer from Accenture. So it is a moderate level. Again, no need to panic. Prepare these topics. Definitely you will crack aptitude test in Accenture. So thank you very much for watching this video. Once again, any doubts regarding the Accenture pattern and you need more questions to practice in our placement season platform. Many are taking tests in placement season platform and they are benefiting more when they take the real test. So any further information, you can mail me to friends@placementseason.com or you can WhatsApp to this number. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you again in other video. Thank you.
Hello all, in this section we'll see how to crack the Accenture new test pattern of 2020 in which the technical section is included. Okay, so this technical section is introduced now and your test timing is increased to 90 minutes from 60 minutes with an extra 30 questions asked. Okay, now so without any further delay we'll move forward and see what these 30 questions are all about. Okay. So, in the technical section, you will be given 30 MCQ questions. These 30 MCQ questions have no sectional time limit. Also, there is no negative marking. The entire Accenture test is only for 90 minutes and only for the correct answers you will be marked. And for your wrong answers, there will be no reduction in marks. Now, what are these 30 questions all about? These 30 questions consist of questions from pseudocode, output type in C and basics of MS Office. What is the pseudocode questions all about? Pseudocode is nothing but they'll give a particular algorithm of a particular program and you'll be asked the functionality or the output or finding the error in the pseudocode. You need to analyze it carefully so that you can find the correct answers. Next is the output type questions. This is basically from the C language. It can be from any of the concepts in C language like functions, pointers, operators, etc. But as observed from the latest tests that Accenture conducted, these questions are basically from functions and increment and decrement operators. Okay. What are these increment and decrement operators do? Increment and decrement operators are nothing but plus plus and minus minus. You have the pre-increment and pre-decrement operation as well as the post-increment and post-decrement operation. What does the pre-increment do? Pre-increment first increments the value, first increments the value of A and then assigns it to the variable. So if the value of A is 5, after going through the increment operation plus plus A, the value of A will get changed to 6 in the same step. Okay. However, when you have A plus plus, first the value of A will be 5 and only after this particular line is finished, A will be changed to 6. Similarly, happens with the decrement operators. Decrement operators decrements the value of A or any variable by 1. Okay, so it is A minus 1, which is done pre or post. Okay, this is all about increment and decrement operators. And as you all know, functions have return types and parameters. Okay, there are two types of parameters, namely actual parameters and formal parameters. What are the actual parameters? Actual parameters are the ones that are passed in the program, that is from the main function. They are called the actual parameters, and the formal parameters are the parameters that are passed while the function is defined. Okay, so you have a function, say int of add, say int x comma int y. The return type is int. Okay, the add function has two parameters, x and y. X and y are the formal parameters. Okay, and now when you call it in the main function, you will call it as add of say 5, 6. These are the actual parameters. The actual values that will be passed to the function will be 5 and 6. So these are called actual parameters. This is the basic of functions. Although the questions are not specifically restricted to these two areas, these are the questions that were asked in the previous test. So give some importance to this. Also expect questions from other areas also, like pointers and structures. Okay. Now, after this, the last is the basics of MS Office. For the basics of MS Office, it is expected to have around 8 to 9 questions. Okay, 8 to 9 questions from MS Office. MS Office, not only MS Office, it's from keyboard shortcuts or extension of files, etc. What are those all about? In MS Office, you'll be asked questions from pivot tables, word wrap features, or working with objects, working with images, animations in PowerPoint, etc. So basically, it will cover functions in MS Word, MS Excel, MS Access, MS Outlook, and MS PowerPoint. Know the functionalities that are available in all of these applications. Okay, this will help you in clearing the questions. And also there will be questions based on file extensions. What are file extensions? File extensions are nothing but like .ppt. What is .ppt? For the PowerPoint, or .doc for the document, or you have .mp3 for the audio file. Okay, so all those things are asked in file extensions. You'll also be asked questions based on keyboard shortcuts. What are the keyboard shortcuts? Keyboard shortcuts are using the Control, Shift, and Alt keys. Like a combination of these keys will help you go through the various applications in your computer or do some operations. Like Control C for copy, Control E for paste, Control F for opening the file options, Control N for opening a new document, Alt Tab for switching between the open programs, something like that. Okay, you'll be asked questions by giving either these shortcuts and asking their functionality, or you'll be given the functionality and you'll be asked about the which particular combination of keys will be used for performing this operation. Okay, so these are the type of questions that will be asked in the 30 MCQ questions. Be thorough with all of these and you'll be able to crack the test. Okay, so now the next part of the Accenture test is something that none of the companies have given until now. So here, as I said, there is no sectional timing, but there is sectional cutoff. Okay, so based on a sectional cutoff, you will be adjudged. At when will you be judged? You'll be judged at the end of your test, that is the end of the 90-minute test. This 90 minutes test, every section will have a cutoff, and if your score fall under this cutoff, you will be eligible for going for the higher package. Okay, so you'll have another round immediately after this 90 minutes test for writing the test for going to a higher package role. What is that? A full stack engineer role. Now, isn't this a great opportunity for everyone? You go for a test and you're given options for going for the higher package also. Okay, well, some of your friends will be lagging in the first round itself. You will be given an opportunity to go to the next round. Okay, and getting more package than the others. Okay, so what is this round consists of? This round has 2 coding questions, and this 2 coding questions will be for a time limit of 45 minutes. The languages will be everything. You will have C, C++, Java, Perl, Python, etc. You can choose any of the languages from that and solve the questions. From the experiences from the candidates who have attended the test before, this particular section is actually a cakewalk if you clear the previous 90 minutes test. The questions were basically from factorial, or finding the prime numbers, or finding the Armstrong numbers, finding the HCF or the LCM, all those stuffs. Okay, these are all basic concepts. If you know the concept of all these numbers or the theories, you can easily crack the test. So the major highlight is the first 90 minutes test. If you clear the first 90 minutes test, this section will be easy for you to clear, because the difficulty level of these questions were observed to be easy to moderate only. You can clear this round easily and go for a higher package role. Accenture gives you the opportunity to choose between two roles. So it's all in your hands to choose which role you want to go for and what salary you are going to get. Okay. So in order to help you with the preparation of the latest pattern of Accenture, we have created an